Whitney, good to have you here again.
My pleasure.
For our viewers, can you describe how you approach investing, how you pick stocks, how you pick your shorts, even though you're a value investor? How do you describe yourself?
Sure. Well, we're, as you mentioned, we're value investors. We call ourselves opportunistic value investors. There are a lot of different styles and flavors, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to buy 50-cent dollars and short $5 dollars, I'd say. And so we like to say we pray in the church of Graham, Dodd, Buffett, and Munger. And we like to think we manage money. If Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, who are our sort of investment heroes, were running a couple $100 million like we are, what would they be doing? And I think they'd be poking around the nooks and crannies of the market. But also, when you see sort of obvious things among big cap well-known stocks playing there as well. And I'm not sure if they'd be shorting, but we run a hedge fund and a mutual fund. In the hedge fund, we do short some stocks as well. And took a lot of pain on that for a while, but recently some of our shorts have been working very well.
Talking about Warren Buffett, do you feel that he's losing his mojo, or he's just long-term, he always comes through?
We monitor it carefully because Berkshire Hathaway is our largest position in our funds, and one of the greatest risk factors is that Buffett suddenly starts losing it and destroying value by allocating capital poorly. So we watch him very, very closely. And so far, anyway, it's remarkable. I'm not sure I've ever seen an 81-year-old person as nimble and spry mentally and seemingly getting better with age. He's doing investments over the past few years. In the past 5 years, he's made a number of investments that he has never made in the previous 50 years. Going outside the United States, investing in PetroChina, making 8 times his money there, buying an Israeli company, Iskar. He's clearly trying to expand internationally. And then also investing in an industry like railroads. The largest investment by far he has ever made was buying Burlington Northern. A company where he said, I think at the annual meeting, we thought railroads were a terrible business, and it really was a terrible industry for 50 years. But the structure of the industry changed, and it became a much better business. And so he changed his mindset. And then I just say last week when he disclosed the second largest investment he's ever made, IBM, sort of going into the tech sector for the first time. And we view IBM as much less risky than a typical technology company. It's, he's looking for things that he can buy and hold for decades. And I think if you were to pick one tech company that you can say with a fair degree of certainty is going to be there earning significantly more money 10 years from now than it is today, IBM would probably be near the top of that list. It's really a surprisingly good business. So it's not as big a stretch as you might think, but still for an 81-year-old guy who's never invested in a tech company his entire life to write a $10.7 billion check to buy IBM, I think he'll have the last laugh on that one, though some, I suppose, are criticizing him for it.
So you feel he still has it very much so?
Very much so. And also the thing I'd mention is the first time in 50 years he's announced a share repurchase program for Berkshire Hathaway. And we think that makes a lot of sense as well. Berkshire has become a much larger company. It's one of the largest companies in the world right now. There are almost as many employees in Berkshire Hathaway as there are in GE, just to give you a perspective of size. So he's got to have a different playbook when you're managing that much money. He has $64 billion of cash sitting there earning basically zero. When I say cash, I also mean the short-term bond portfolio he has as well. And so buying back stock, putting money into defensive big caps like I would put Burlington Northern in that category, like IBM. It's not the kind of thing that's going to double his money soon. It's not the kind of thing he really likes to do, like in 2008 when he was putting money to work into a distressed market. But Berkshire, I think, is going to grind out decent returns for many years, and it's a good stalwart to sort of be the foundation of a portfolio. I mean, we think it's probably 35% undervalued today, and it's probably growing intrinsic value at 10% a year. And you got Warren Buffett running it, so what more can you ask for?
Do you think there are more bargains today than even in 2008?
Yes and no. In terms